How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another video. So in this one I'm going to be playing a little game I like to call What Is That Noise? So lately when I've been driving down the road, I've been noticing a very distinct creaking sound coming from the front end. And while I'm driving, it sounds like it's coming from both sides. So I'm going to try to diagnose what exactly it is. Just from an educated guess, I'm between about two different options. I'm guessing it is either the sway bar end links or it is the ball joint on the control arm. But I'm going to get the car lifted up a little bit, take the tires off, and mess around and see if I can narrow down what it actually is. Because while the car's on the ground, it'll creak. But as soon as I get it up a little bit, it doesn't make any noise. So that's going to be a little bit of a struggle to narrow down what exactly it is if it's not making any sound when it's on the ground or when it's up in the air. So stick around and we'll get it figured out. So for my guess, there's a number of different places where it could be coming from. It could be, the noise could be coming from up here on the sway bar end link, the ball joint here on the control arm, or even these or even the toe link here. So what I'm probably going to have to do is take parts of them off one at a time to really figure out what is causing the noise. So that's pretty much where we're at the moment. Yeah, so when it's up in the air, it's not making any sound. So that kind of makes things a little more difficult, but we'll try to make it work. So the top of the end links seem to be a 19mm, and you're also going to need a Allen key to get to them. That one's 6. Right. So now that I got this loose, I'm going to pop the sway link out and put the tire back on, lower it down to the ground so its wheels are touching, and I'm going to turn it again and see if it's making noise from there, or see if the noise stops. Well, there's still pretty good mobility in those, so that's not a bad sign. Alright, there's at least pressure on the wheel now. Alright, I still have sound coming through. So that means it's at least not that end link. So I guess now time to move on to something else. starting to wonder if it's actually coming from the top of my airbag strut. Yeah, the sound's coming from higher up, so it might not be anything with the control arms or lower end of the suspension on the front. Alright, well, I guess I'll take the wheel off and reattach the end link and try to see what else it could be. So yeah, even with the wheel off ended up, it still doesn't make any sound. So maybe it is just the pressure of the car on the bags that's causing it. So sound wasn't coming from the end links, but as soon as the wheels touch, the sound comes back. So I'm going to see what happens when I loosen up the retaining nut on this top plate. There's a good spot. There's a good spot for it. Yep. So I loosened that up just a little bit, so I'm going to see what happens now when I turn the wheel. I guess that's a little quieter. So, since I checked turning the wheel while the car was in the air and pressure was off the suspension system, and nothing made any noise, including when I took off the sway bar end link, I am led to assume, yep, car's on the ground, still making noise. I am led to assume that the pillow ball bearing that is inside the camber plate is gone bad. So from what I've looked briefly online, it is an issue with the airlift suspension front strut bags. About every 30,000 miles or so, they will go. People have seen a tendency for them to go out, which that is just about the same ballpark as how long I've had them on. So I'm gonna have to wait for those to come in, and then I will have to take the struts down and replace the bearings whenever they come. So more on that, so stay tuned. So I know in my video I didn't really get around to checking out any of the lower control arms as far as the sound goes, but that will be something I check in a later video. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is, in the next part, I'm going to replace the bushing that's inside of the strut, and I'm also changing out the sway bar end links, and also installing my adjustable sway bars, pretty much all at the same time. So while I have the suspension apart, I'll be able to get a real good understanding of where that sound is coming from, if it happens to be coming from somewhere else other than the pillow ball bearing that's inside the strut. So hopefully that gets taken care of. Yeah, so I'll see you guys next time.